Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to another weekly video. I'm Terry, a Jamaican immigrant living here in Florida, and I love my home. I love my home and I love traditional Jamaican homemaking. So I started this channel to take you along with me daily and weekly as I go about my routines. Today we're going to be cooking a delicious traditional meal. We're cooking some curry goat stew, and we're also cooking some brown stew turkey neck, and we're gonna pair it off with some rosemary delicious buttery white rice. So we're starting off by cleaning up our meat. We have about 2 pounds of goat meat here, which is also called mutton, and we also have about 2 pounds of turkey neck as well, and we're gonna clean these up really nicely and then wash with some vinegar. So let's get that done. So once we are through washing our meats properly, we're gonna pat dry to get all that excess water off, because we are going to be adding some delicious seasoning to these when we're through cleaning them up. And this doesn't really take long because goat meat does not have like a lot of fat to get rid of, so this won't take long. So we have our meats washed and cleaned, and we're going to start off with the turkey neck, the brown stew turkey neck. So we're drizzling some olive oil on top, and we're going to now add our powdered seasoning. And I've mentioned this in a previous video, I use the same powdered seasoning all the time. So it's complete seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, and smoked paprika, a little bit of black pepper, and also some salt. We are also going to be adding some green seasoning, some homemade green seasoning, and I will show you the store-bought green seasoning and the homemade version. So let's just add some salt on top, and not a lot, just a little bit goes a long way. So you can use a spoon, you can, put some gloves on or not, and just kind of get the seasoning well incorporated in your meat. That's the store-bought green seasoning. And now we're gonna have the homemade version. I didn't make this. I got this from my mother-in-law. Usually I make it at home, but she had some extra and she shared it with me, so I'm thankful for that. And this is gonna go a long way. So it's so delicious, and I love adding it to my meat. So we're gonna add a little bit in here, and I'm gonna put some gloves on for this because I really want to get all that goodness into the turkey neck so it's seasoned really well. And once we get all that goodness in, we're going to also add just a little bit of garlic and ginger paste, because I believe this is already in the green seasoning, so no need to add a lot, but I love using these as well for my meat, so I'm just going to add a tad bit on here and also get that all over the meat as well. You do not want to smell this goodness right now. It smells so delicious. We're drizzling a little bit of Grace browning on top, and this is going to be for color. If you ever consider preparing oxtails, you've never prepared it before, this is exactly how it is prepared. And I do plan on sharing my oxtail recipe on the channel as well, but this is exactly how it is prepared, to be honest, just like how I'm doing the turkey neck brown stew as well. So once we add our browning for color, We're gonna just set this to the side after to kind of marinate a little bit in the seasoning, and then we're gonna prepare the curry goat as well. We're going to season the curry goat the exact same way. We're going to start off by drizzling a little bit of olive oil, and that is really just so the powdered seasoning can cling really nicely to your meat. So we're going to use the same powdered seasoning: garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, smoked paprika, and a complete seasoning. We are also going to be adding some curry powder because this is curry goat stew, so we are going to be adding some curry powder as well. And I wanted to just show you again the green seasoning, the store-bought version, and this is the homemade version. So we're going to add a little bit to the goat meat as well prior to adding the curry powder. So we did change our gloves. We did get a new pair of gloves right there, and we're going to just massage that in really nicely into the meat so it's seasoned really well. And we're going to add some curry powder right now. They do have mild and spicy curry powder or just regular curry powder. I tend to use the regular powder because I have a lot of Scotch bonnet pepper always on hand, and so I don't need the curry powder to be spicy as well. But if you want to kick it up all the way a notch, go ahead and add your curry powder. Now that we have the meats with the powdered seasoning, we're going to set them to the side and chop up some vegetables. So what we have here is some carrots, scallions, onions, bell peppers, and a cup of garlic, cloves, and onions. So we're going to start off with chopping up the vegetables for of course we wash those first, but we start off by chopping up the vegetables for the curry goat. So we're just going to do scallions, carrots. I shave my carrots. I don't really peel my carrots. I just shave them or wash them, to be honest, and that usually just works just fine. I'm going to slice these carrots up and also chop up some onions to go in the curry goat as well. These do not I love carrots. I will eat all these carrots, okay? These do not have to be chopped up cute and neat or anything like that. We just want to get the vegetables in as well. So just chop them up however you like. Then we're just going to go ahead and throw all of this into our curry goat, and we're going to set it to the side because we're also going to chop up some vegetables to go with the turkey neck as well. We're adding some herb right here, some fresh thyme, and we're just going to put that on top for now. That is a lot of thyme, but I love thyme. I love the smell of it, the taste of it, the flavor it brings. So feel free to use the amount that you like at your preference. And here I have some Scotch bonnet pepper, and I keep these in the freezer at all times. Now we're going to cut up the vegetables for the turkey neck, and we're using the same scallion, onions, carrots, clove of garlic, but we are also adding a tomato here. So go ahead and chop you up half of a tomato as well. If you have, it's like a medium-sized tomato, and we're just using half of that. We are not going to add these vegetables to the turkey neck as yet. When it comes to the turkey neck or brown stew, I like to add the vegetables a little bit closer towards the end, maybe in the last 15-20 minutes, because I don't like them cooked all the way through for the brown stew, turkey neck, or any type of brown stew. But for some reason with the curry, I just like them cooked all the way. So that's the difference. We're just going to set these to the side. Now that we have both our meat seasoning, smelling good, looking delicious, we are now going to prepare these. So, okay, fun fact, there's always music playing in my head. So what I have here are 2 of my cast iron skillets. The one towards the right is clean. It's just worn and weathered and loved and used. So on a very high heat, we're going to add just a little bit of vegetable oil here. And you can use just about any oil. Olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever you have on hand is fine. We just need a tad bit in the bottom of the skillet so our meat does not stick. So once the pot is extremely hot, we're going to go ahead and add just a tad bit of brown sugar. Not a lot, just a little bit, you know, just to give our brown stew turkey neck a nice sweet flavor. Not too sweet because you don't want your food too sweet. Just a little bit right there. There you go. We're going to stir that all around. In the said pan that we had prepared the brown stew turkey neck in, we're going to add a generous amount of hot boiling water. And this is what we're going to use to make that stew gravy. So we're going to pour that in all the way, and we're going to add a generous amount of water here, because what we're not going to do is to keep coming back over here to keep topping off this water, because this is going to need to cook for a good about 2.5 hours on high heat. So go ahead and pour you lots of water. It doesn't look like it, but this pot is very huge, and it was a generous amount of water. We add just a little bit of ketchup, just for a nice sweet tangy flavor. Not too sweet, just a little bit, and the ketchup is just the right taste for that. So there we go. We keep adding some more water, and what this does is it's going to allow your stew to cook all the way through without having to keep topping off the water. And this is personal preference, but I just add a tad bit more browning. I do not use a lot of browning when I'm making my brown stew, because I do not like it to be too dark. But it's up to you. It's your preference. I'm gonna add a huge Scotch bonnet pepper there, and I also burst it open because in this house we love our food spicy. I'm going to be repeating said steps for my curry goat, so I added just a tad bit of vegetable oil to the bottom of my cast iron pot, and I'm now going to add a slight bit of turmeric to the bottom. You can add the said curry powder, but I love the flavor of the turmeric and also the color of the turmeric when I'm making curry, so this is how I add my curry. And then I'm going to go ahead and set those herbs to the side, but put all that goodness into the pot. And then I made a mistake. I should have made the curry in the bigger pot because it seemed to be more curry. I'm not sure, but no, it works fine. So we're gonna just mix that, stir that around just a little bit, just to make sure nothing sticks. Testing the nails, because my nails and clothes have all fallen to the mercy of curry. So we're going to repeat same steps. We're going to add hot boiling water here. Be safe in the kitchen, y'all. I'm sort of immune to heat, but be safe. Use your mittens and use your kitchen towels whenever handling hot things. But yeah, so we just added some hot boiling water, and we just filled the pot all the way up. We've already added a Scotch bonnet pepper to this, and this smells so good. My kitchen was so confused. It didn't know what it wanted to smell like, but smelled beautiful in here. So we're going to mix that all around, and if you want to add a little bit of salt for flavor, this is where you'll do that. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need your curry goat to be salty, so just a little bit is good. So we have both these simmering, stewing. This is going to take about 2.5 hours to get done. Yep, dying from pepper. Yep, that's how it is. But I had also added some corn to go on the side. I prepared that like a little bit earlier, just for a few minutes to get some nice sweet corn for our sides. Now I'm adding my pimento seed for flavor, and a little bit goes a long way, so we just need a couple of seeds each of the pot. And we're gonna let those bad boys simmer while we cook some rice. So we are going to be preparing some delicious rosemary white rice, and this is about 2.5 cups of rice here. We're going to give that a good wash once. I spoke about this already. We wash our rice thoroughly once, but if you want to wash your rice 5 times, go ahead and do so. So I'm pouring out the rice water. If you have beautiful plants, quick tip, they love rice water. Don't throw that rice water away. Use it to water your plants in your kitchen or in your garden, and they will flourish, you guys. I always use my rice water to water my plants around the kitchen, and they thank me all the time. They love it. So our rice is washed, and I had a little pot of boiling water going. Usually we cook coconut rice and peas on Sundays, but I was a little tired of it and didn't eat it today. We ate it last week, so white rice it is today. So in our pot of boiling water, we just added the rice we just washed. We're going to give that a good stir, and we are going to add a tad bit of salt, just a little, go a long way for flavor. And then you add a herb of your choice. I love to try different herbs in my white rice. I love to try basil. I cook with thyme, rosemary, whatever herb you have goes well in the white rice. So we just added a few cubes of butter to that, and we're gonna let that simmer on low heat. Do you see this goodness right now? I love cooking traditional meals. I love cooking from scratch. I do not have a lot of kitchen tools. My favorite tools are my hands and my knife. And I just really believe that, love is spread through a warm meal. I did prepare a couple of fish to put on the grill outside, but I lost the footage for that and forgot to add that. And also, I had added the vegetables that I had cut up to go in the brown stew as well, and lost the footage for that as well. But about the last 15 minutes is when you want to add those herbs to the brown stew turkey neck, so they're nice and crunchy and delicious. That was all we had to do, guys. We just let this simmer down for a little bit more so our sauce can thicken, and dinner was so delicious. I hope you try this meal, and thank you for stopping by today. I'll see you next week. Bye, you guys.